Jokar. He's a political analyst specialising in the Middle East. Thank you very much for speaking with us. Now, France is already tackling Islamists in the Sahel region of Africa. Nevertheless, with his visit to Baghdad and the upcoming Paris conference, François Hollande obviously believes it's crucial that he is also backing this US-led effort in the Middle East. Why?
Well, France's role can be important, and it has backed President Obama's initiative with three basic actions. One, the potential military strikes alongside the United States. Then it has already delivered weapons to the Iraqi Kurds, and it also needs to deliver weapons to the Iraqi government, and also the humanitarian aid, which are important. Why is it important for France is, well, first of all, this is important to have come to Baghdad and to have come to Kurdistan to show support to this, in Baghdad, to the new Iraqi government that need to be strengthened, because it is important for the Iraqi people to see that world leaders support this government, and it is important for the Iraqi people not to see that, they mustn't consider that this fight against ISIS or Daesh is exclusively a foreign power intervention. So this is important to show this support to this new government that needs to be strengthened.
You suspect oil may also play a part in all of this. The Islamic State has taken control of oil fields, particularly in the northeast of Syria, and Western powers are not prepared to accept this.
No, definitely not. And not just Paris, the European Union, the Arab neighbors, the GCC countries. This is why we have seen this coalition building around this effort to defeat ISIS, because the global market of oil, the oil global market, risks to be destabilized. There is this big risk to modify the price of oil, and it is in the interest of no one.
Now, have you been digesting the CIA's newest assessment that the Islamic State has over 30,000 fighters in Iraq and Syria? France is obviously concerned about hundreds of returning jihadis who are French citizens.
This is one big risk, because now the top news everywhere in every media is, of course, this intervention against ISIS. So it's getting a lot of, its image, its broadcasts everywhere in the world now. So the risk is to see this number of jihadis growing, and it was only 10,000, 15,000, and recently it has maybe doubled to 30,000 people fighting in Iraq and Syria. The risk also in France, where we know that more than 800 French citizens are going to Syria and Iraq to fight these forces, and the risk for France is, of course, when they come back from this fight in Iraq and in Syria, with a radical mentality back to France. This represents also a national threat, a national security threat for France, our European allies, but also for Arab countries and other nations.
Milad Jokar, a political analyst, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Meanwhile,